Welcome back, everybody, to the Insightful Podcast. We gain insight in order to move forward in life. Today, we are joined with a special guest, Jayden. Jayden, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
Of course, of course. So, like everyone watching knows, I like jumping straight into it. So, could you start off by kind of introducing who you are and what you do?
Yes. Hi everybody. I'm Jayden. I'm a certified personal trainer, and I also am the founder of an online coaching brand called Alzati Fitness, where I like to uplift and empower women to feel confident in their own skin. I'm also currently training in a nutrition certification and a glute specialist certification as well. So that's like a little brief background of what I do, but
Awesome. That's a good place to start. So, I wanted to ask you, where did this all like begin for you? So, when it comes to your fitness journey in general and as well with the social media, like how did you go from like doing fitness for yourself to transitioning to want to help people?
Okay, yeah. So fitness wise for myself, I was a dancer for like 15 years, so pretty much my whole younger life. So after I graduated at like 18 from all of that, I kind of was like, okay, what am I going to do with myself now? So I had to kind of fulfill that habit because like I said before, dancing is very strenuous on your body, and you don't really need to go to the gym otherwise because you're training like 5 days a week. So after that all ended, I kind of like felt a void, and I was like, what am I gonna do? So I kind of turned to the gym. um didn't have any idea what I was doing when I turned to the gym when I was 18, but figured it out along the way. But also just like some body insecurities and kind of feeling too skinny, all those kinds of things, comparing yourself to girls on social media. So that's where I kind of turned to the gym after, as well as trying to find it as like a new habit. So that's kind of where that started. Good to keep going. I mean,
Yeah, keep going. Go ahead.
okay. Yeah, I'm rambling, but that's kind of where that started. Started out and didn't have any idea what I was doing. So I kind of was just going there, looking like an idiot at first, but you have to learn along the way. So then kind of was going for a little bit, didn't see too much progress at first. So then I turned to a trainer, and I actually started going as a client to a trainer, and that's where it like really took off for me, and I really started to love the gym. And that's also where I kind of felt very inspired to become a trainer on my own because of just the way she taught me and the way she made me feel. And I felt like that's something I could see myself bringing to other people as well. So that's where I kind of got into the training aspect of everything.
I see. So maybe to someone listening right now that maybe finds it a struggle to have that passion for fitness and health, do you think it's important to have like a role model in the beginning that kind of inspires you? Kind of like how you said how in the beginning you were kind of alone trying to figure it out, but then once you found someone that inspired you, it made it much easier.
Yes, I definitely think it's awesome to have a role model there. Even now as a personal trainer, I still turn back to my trainer sometimes and I'm like, I'm going through this, like help me out, because even the biggest people, sometimes that motivation is going to be lost a little bit, and you just need someone to kind of push you along the way and just keep you going, because fitness, as we all know, can be a journey that's very strenuous on the mind, the mental, the body. So it's like to have somebody there as a role model and even just like a comfort person gets you by it so much faster. And that could be somebody like a friend, it could be someone you follow on Instagram that you like their content and they motivate you. It doesn't have to be necessarily a trainer, but in my case that's what it was. But I definitely think it's so awesome to have a role model because it keeps you pushing in the right direction.
Yeah, I feel like maybe that's the thing about like some people on the outside looking in. Like if you're someone that's really into fitness, people might look at you and think, how are you so disciplined? How do you like love it so much? But even myself, like a couple months ago, I've been going to the gym for so long, but a couple months ago it hit me where I was kind of getting drained and burnt out. Like I didn't want to go
Me
anymore.
too.
Every single day was like such a struggle where before it was like I was looking forward to every session.
Right.
And you're definitely right. I feel like when you have those people around you in your life, if it's on social media or in person, that inspire you, it kind of like not only holds you accountable, but it kind of allows you to remember why you started in the first place.
Exactly, because like I said, it's not like even as a trainer, you're going to go through those periods where you literally don't want to go because that happens to me sometimes too. And I'm like, you need to turn back to those people to keep you pushing forward because that's the part where you really grow in your journey is getting past those moments. And even if you look at people on social media and they look like they got it all figured out, I promise they have those days too. So it's good to know as a beginner that like even your biggest role model, they're going through it sometimes too. I think it's so important to show that as like a person on social media as well.
Yeah, 100%. Because, like, maybe we do this as well. I think everyone does. You'll kind of look at this person on social media and think they're like amazing and there's no faults to them and they have no struggles. But at the end of the day, they're human too. And they're
Right.
probably going through something completely similar to what you're going through, right?
Right. Yeah, that's why I try to stress in my content recently. I've been trying to really show those sides of things cuz I'll find myself thinking that way and I'm like there's probably so many girls who are starting out that feel that way too and I'm like if I portray that, that's something that's going to help them feel like they're not alone.
Yeah. Do you think it's important for girls to have to focus on maybe getting like another girl as a trainer because it's more relatable than like maybe getting a guy?
I had a girl as a trainer. I felt that it was very helpful. I'm sure that guys probably they're just as they know just as much, but I guess in a way of like maybe more of the mental, I feel like the
Mm,
girl will have a lot more to contribute as like a comfortable aspect, I guess, because a guy could be
yeah.
just an awesome trainer as well, but he's not. I mean, they'll experience it in another way, but he's not going to exactly know how a girl might feel with their insecurities and their, body dysmorphia things. And I feel like a girl might just be more a relatable aspect to that. Um, Also, as well as we train a little bit differently, but I mean, no hate to the boys, but I feel like it is a little helpful when you have a girl and a girl. And probably same with a guy and a guy. So, it goes both ways. I feel like we understand each other a little better.
Yeah, I get what you mean. It's not so much like the training aspect, like the programming
Right.
and stuff is that much different. It's just more like the mental aspect of it. So as a
Right.
coach yourself, do you try to focus a lot on the mental aspect and not just like giving people programs and hey, do this, do that?
I definitely do because I feel like that was more of like my hardest part with it. And I feel like it's
Mm,
a part that we don't always focus on as much because you can go to the gym every single day and you can do a program and you can do this and you can do that. But if you don't really challenge your mind and build that motivation, build that discipline, build the habit of it, then you're not really going to stick with it. So anybody could throw a program at you and you're like, okay, I'll go do this, this, and that. But if you don't really build it into your mental, your lifestyle, you're not going to stick with it. And it's not going to be something that could be a longevity kind of thing, if that makes sense.
yeah, for sure. So how long have you been doing the coaching like as of now?
So, in person wise, I've been training for over a year now, so a little bit new to it, but online coaching, I just opened my brand in March of this year. So, that's a little newer on the same side, but it's going good right now and I definitely see myself doing it for a long time, but just trying to figure out like my place in the industry and everything, but it's been a lot of fun, so
Yeah, that's amazing. So did you start your personal account as well in March?
So my fitness account I started like back when I was training with my trainer, so I would just kind of post random progress and just kind of keep me accountable. And then once I started with the certification and all that kind of stuff of it, I turned it more into an educational kind of thing, if that makes sense. But I'll still post some personal things, but turned it a little bit more to be more helpful, if that makes sense. And then I have a personal account that I just will post pictures on trips and friends and all that kind of thing. But yeah, trying to focus more on the fitness one right now.
I see. So did you have any expectations like trying to build your brand or was it like I'm just going to do this and let's see what happens?
In the beginning, it was that way, just kind of post and see what happens. But there's a lot of strategy to it. I feel it's a lot harder than people may think. So, um can't really be like, "Oh, just go with the flow" at this point, but I try to be very like true to myself in my content and everything while as well as putting things out that will help people because, not everybody just wants to stare at pictures of you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. So, so you start the social media, it starts to grow, and you're at this point now. What would you say is your like favorite part about what you're doing? Like when it comes to coaching people, helping people?
So, like, social media wise, or just like whole thing?
I guess whole thing, like for everything that you're currently doing.
I honestly like love just building relationships with my clients. It's been like such an amazing experience to even just have these people in my life and have their trust in their journey from me. So it's been really cool to build so many good relationships with people in the industry and my clients. And then, of course, watching them progress and turn into like the mindset that I want them to have has been like such an amazing feeling. So it's really just about the whole journey with them. I've been super excited to watch because the journey is the most important part. I try to always tell them not to focus on the end goal, but more of the little things in between and how we get there. So it's exciting to get those like little texts of, "Hey, my shirt looks a little looser on today," or like, "I love my butt in those jeans today." And like those little things are what makes me so happy as a coach because I remember them from when I experienced them and I'm like, I just know how they feel and it makes me feel 10 times more happy for them.
Yeah, 100% because it's what you're doing is not only changing like one aspect of their life. It may seem that way, but it's like you're
Mhm.
saying, once you get into good shape, you develop more self-confidence, all these things, it pours into every other area of your life. And
Right,
because of that, you're not only just changing like one aspect of their life, you're changing everything. Like you're changing people's mindsets as well. And then maybe them with a stronger, more disciplined mindset, they're
right.
able to, attack other areas of their life much better.
Exactly. Like discipline is in every single area of your life. You may be disciplined to go to the gym, but you're also disciplined to do your work better, disciplined to cook all your meals and not drive to Chick-fil-A, disciplined to, clean your room. Who knows? Like discipline is such an important factor that everybody should have in every area of their life. And it is an extremely hard one, but I feel like the gym and health really helps you cultivate that into every other area. So it's definitely an important factor, but nothing that's good is nothing that is good to have is easy to get, if that makes sense. So
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
hard. Yeah.
What would you say? I feel like this is my opinion on it. I feel like the gym, health and fitness is simple, but it's not like easy to stay consistent with. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if every single person went to the gym consistently, ate consistently, everyone would be in shape, right? But it's the execution that makes it
Right.
difficult. It's showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it. And I think that's what people, if they focused more on that, not so much of like the specifics in the beginning, but they focus more on just showing up, they would be much better off.
Right, exactly. And like I said, anything that we would all be in shape if it was that easy. It's more of
Yeah,
like exactly, like everybody would be if they got up and were consistent and went every day and were consistent with their eating, but that's where like the discipline and the motivation comes in because that's not an easy factor that everybody has, so you really have to train yourself to think that way and make it something that's like a priority in your life and something you actually really care about to make it consistent and easy because yeah, if you pull the factors, yeah, that's simple to go to the gym. It's simple to eat chicken and rice or eat eggs, but it's more about getting yourself to make it into your lifestyle than just doing it
yeah,
for 2 weeks, if that makes sense.
100%. So,
Mhm.
what would you say is the biggest difference you notice about yourself, I guess, when it comes to mindset from the Jayden before discovering the gym to the Jayden you are today?
Whew. There's a lot that's changed, I feel like. Honestly, just like motivation brings like oh sorry, my dog. Motivation brings just like a whole maturity aspect, honestly. I feel like it's just I did start this when I was younger, so I feel like a lot has changed in between as well, but just honestly like really putting the important things into perspective and focusing on the things that are going to keep me healthy, the things that are going to push me towards my goals, the things that are going to put me on the right path. My mindset's like really switched to hyper focus me on those things and kind of get rid of all the random things in between. Not to say that some days I still do those little things, or some days I don't go to the gym. But just to have a hyper focused mindset on these are my goals, I'm going to achieve them, and this is how I'm going to do it.
I see. So were you like always a goal oriented person because you were like in dance as well? Or once again, it was something that became more stronger because of your love for the gym and finding it?
Um, I've always been a bit of a perfectionist, I would say. Um, I've had like a procrastination problem before.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've always been a little bit of a perfectionist. So I've been goal oriented in that way. But there's a procrastination aspect that I've definitely had to work on along the way, because that's just always been something that I've struggled with. But perfectionist wise with dance, even school and grades, that kind of thing, I've always had that. So I kind of brought that into the gym as well, but it's also a quality that's like good and a little bit bad too. So it's been a balance of trying to figure out the right amount of it, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like one of those traits that's like a double-edged sword, right? Like
Mhm.
it could be the best thing or it could be the worst thing. But it's like
Exactly.
you're saying it's maybe not getting rid of that completely, it's finding a balance on what works, right?
Right. Exactly. And it's hard to do, but once you find it, it's very helpful. So, um, don't lose hope out there. Perfectionist is a good thing, even if people say it's not.
So,
Yeah.
what advice would you give to someone that maybe sees what you're doing? They see the social media, they see how you're helping people, but they don't know how to get started, like at all. They don't know where to turn because that's the thing that I feel like online business, for example, everyone sees it as a way out, as a way to financial freedom, whatever that might look like, as a way
Mhm.
to feel fulfilled in your life. But no one really has any mentors. No one has anyone in their family directly that does that. So
Right.
what advice would you give to someone that I guess looks at you, wants to go down a similar path, but doesn't know how to get started?
Honestly, just the smallest steps and just starting is the best way to do it. Even if you're not, nothing is going to be what you want it to be right away. So it's honestly just getting yourself to start that step, doing the research, and just figuring it out along the way, because like you said, it hasn't been perfect for me either, and I've made many mistakes, and I've made many good things as well. But if you don't make those mistakes, you're not going to learn from them, and you're not going to grow from them. Anybody who is not making mistakes is probably not in the best place that they want to be anyway. So it's important to go through that whole journey, make those mistakes, figure out how to come out of them and what you can do better for the next time, because not only is that growing your business, but it's also growing you as a person and as a business leader. So it's important to not be afraid of failing, not be afraid of those mistakes, because that's something I was always super afraid of, and I'm learning still that it's like you need that, because that's how you grow. So there's where the perfectionist comes in. But I never wanted to fail, but you really do need to go through the whole process, do the research on your own, figure it out, and just take your steps like in the way that you need to, because that's what's going to be best for you exactly and for your business. So it's really just take the step, because anything that is worth having is a little scary. So just make the jump.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that like fully because I think people will see once again these people online that are living the lives that they want and they immediately compare themselves and we all do this. And when
Mhm.
you do that, you kind of like forget, you know, how much progress you made or like what you've actually learned in a short amount of time. Like
Right.
how many times do you have like people have amazing physiques and then they go online and they see physiques that are like 10 times better than theirs and they
Right.
forget like how much progress they've made, you know?
Exactly. This is such a topic that I'm so passionate about, because comparison now, it's like it's for guys too, but especially girls, is so detrimental to like your mental and your health. Like if you could look at a girl and she could be 4 years into your journey and you could be 2 months into your journey. Those are
Yeah.
not two things that you should compare yourself to. Not to say you can't appreciate what they have done for themselves, appreciate their physiques, whatever, but you got to separate the two, because like I said, she could be 4 years in, you're 2 months in. Clearly those two aren't going to match up. So it's really just like I said, focusing on those small important parts of your journey and really like appreciating the small wins because nobody's journey is your journey. Everybody's journey is different. Everyone's body's different. Everyone's genetics are different. So even if you are 4 years here and there, you two have totally different lives, totally different genetics, totally different goals. So there's no reason to compare yourself to another person because you guys might not want the same things anyway. So it's really important to focus on yourself. Not to say I don't do it either, I do it all the time. Even if I preach it like this, you never listen to your own advice. But um,
Yeah, I agree.
it's it's really important to focus on your own journey because you don't know what they want, you don't know what they've gone through. So it's just you need to be hyper focused on yourself, and the more you focus on yourself, the more that's just going to leave your head. You're not even going to worry about that. So, but always appreciate everyone in their progress because, I'll still clap for the girl that looks like that and I want to look like her, but don't beat myself down about it for it.
Is that kind of like what you say in your approach to the girls that you work with that come to you and maybe say like, "Oh, how come I don't look like this person or how come I don't look like that person?" Is that kind of what you tell them?
Yes, definitely. Because like I said, everyone's bodies are different. Everyone's genetics are different. Even if that girl lost 20 pounds, you lose 20 pounds, you guys are going to lose it from totally different areas because that's just how your body works. So you need to like adjust to what your body is capable of, what you're capable of reaching. And nobody's is better than yours. Your progress is your progress, and you can't compare that to anybody else's.
100%. So, how has your perspective changed in terms of self-worth over these years of fitness and health?
Yeah, a lot. Because, like I said, I was definitely that girl at like 17, 18 years old when I started. I would look at these girls and be like, I want to look like that, or why don't I look like that? And you kind of just need to take it into your own head and you need to put out your goals, put out where you want to be, and figure out how you want to get there because you're only wasting time by scrolling on Instagram and looking at these people. What is that doing for you? It's only making
Yeah.
you feel worse. So you really need to just focus on what you want, how you're going to get there, and what would make you happy to see in yourself, not happy that you're looking at these other people. And not to mention, I'm not going to be a hater here, but just a little bit, everything you see online is probably not true. Most not true half of the time because everyone's getting fillers, everyone's getting surgeries, everyone's getting this, everyone's getting that, and to each their own. But you could look at somebody and you don't know how they got there, you don't know what they did to get there. So you can't compare yourself to someone when half of these people are getting surgeries. So,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
and like I said, if that's what you want to do what's best for you. But you can't really compare yourself to social media because half of the time we're filtered up, we're this, that, and the third. So it's really not a good thing to look at for a comparison. Take a picture of yourself a month in and take a picture of yourself the second month in. Do your comparisons there.
Yeah, 100%. It's so crazy that like if you're someone that is dealing with like I guess those like mental struggles of like comparison, if you just like get off the internet and just focus on you, you actually start to be really happy with your progress. Like for
Mhm.
example, like a guy might look at some guy benching 315, right? And be like,
Mhm.
how come I'm not that strong? But then if he like kind of puts himself out of that situation and doesn't kind of watch that and doesn't compare, he could go up like 10 pounds in his bench press in 1 month and be extremely happy. And it's
Right.
like that dopamine hit is way better than like you seeing someone
Right.
else and feeling bad about yourself, right?
Exactly. And that's the whole point of it. It's the small things in the journey. It's not about, oh, I didn't lose the 20 pounds I wanted to yet. It's, oh my God, I lost 3 pounds this week. Like that's so amazing for me. You have to like literally appreciate every little thing that's happening because it's not an easy journey. And like we said, it's just there's no point in comparing to another person because they might be able to bench 350 because whatever, but you might have a shoulder injury and you might have went up 5 pounds, and that is a win in itself for you because that's what's happening in your life, in your body, in your journey. So you need to appreciate what you're able to do for yourself.
Exactly, 100%. So, how do you go about your goal setting and achieving like set goals like on time? Because I feel like many people have big goals, but they don't know how to break it down to get
Right.
there because they're so big. So, how do you go about doing that?
Yeah, and I've also been that person too. I'm like, I want to do this by next year. I'm like, how the hell am I going to do that by next year? So, um, I've honestly been listening to a lot of podcasts recently, um, and like learning from others how they break it down and what's the best way to work for me. I love Mel Robbins right now. I don't know if you've ever heard of
I've
her,
heard of
but
her. Yeah.
uh-huh. She's like the best. She's completely changed my mindset on a lot of things, and she's honestly helped me break it down in a little bit too. But Sundays are now my weekly planning days. I basically write everything out. I have it in my Google Calendar up to like I'm cooking at this point. At
Yeah,
12:30,
like
I'm cooking
every
my
single
lunch
detail. Yeah.
because I can't miss it that way. So honestly, starting out planning like super hyper focused that way because otherwise I will get distracted and I will procrastinate it, like I said earlier. So it's really just personally for me breaking everything down into the way it needs to be so I'll actually follow it. But yeah, like I said, the podcasts have been really helping me lately. So I definitely recommend Mel Robbins. I also like Layla Hormozy and her husband are really good too as like a business part of it and fitness, but listening to podcasts has really helped.
Yeah, I can like people don't understand, I think, the importance of scheduling like their days
Mhm.
because when you actually because like if you have so much going on, you know you have things to do, but you don't
Right.
know what time to do them, how much time it will take, whatever it might be. But if you schedule everything out, like if like people may think it's crazy scheduling exactly when you're cooking your lunch or eating or
Right.
whatever, right?
Call
But
me
it
crazy.
I, I do the same thing, like it works,
Right.
right? Because then you know at every single moment of every day, I know what I'm supposed to be doing. And is life going to throw you curveballs where you might have to do
Of
something
course.
completely off schedule? Yes, but at least you have
Mhm.
a structure to follow.
Right, and then you just drag it down to another time, it's fine. That's
Yeah.
just me personally, because like I said, if I have a bunch of stuff to do, I will get overwhelmed from all those things I have to do, and I will just do nothing then. So it's like if I don't write it out and I'm like, okay, I have time for this, I have time for that, I have time for that, that makes me feel a lot better. So if you're like me, do it that way.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
Right.
So my next question for you is out of everything that you've like so far like that you've accomplished and that you've done, what part of it are you most proud of?
Whew. That's hard. I'd say like honestly it's the business aspect of things cuz I went to college for 4 years. I initially was going to go into physical therapy. Um and that's what I just said I wanted to do since I was 18, but I really didn't actually want to do it. It was more of just like a I need to figure out what the heck I'm doing. So, I think at this point and it didn't happen till like maybe last year, I just say I'm super proud of taking the jump into what I know I actually want to do, despite it's not maybe the most normal process or the normal way to go about things. Because when you come out of college, you just get a 9 to 5 job or you do this, this, and that. And it's a lot easier that way. And not to say that's a bad route, but maybe just like having the faith and jumping into something I really want to do and seeing it through has been a monumental moment for me because even if we're not where we want to be right now, it's a hard journey and just kind of proud of myself for even taking the journey because I'd rather try and fail than be stuck in a job I hate for the rest of my life. So
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
so
but
that's amazing because like people like you were young and you realized that you didn't want to settle for something that you knew that wasn't going to fulfill you, right? And I
right,
think that's what people forget is especially at this age, like let's say anywhere from like 18 to 25, you're so young that you could take that leap and the repercussions aren't as bad. You don't have many responsibilities. You don't have kids, you're not married, whatever the case may be. You're
right.
able to kind of take those risks and it doesn't affect anyone except yourself. So why wouldn't you?
Exactly. And I that's what I said. I'd rather risk it and fail and know like, okay, I tried than be like, you know what, I'm gonna take the safe route and just do this and be miserable. So
Yeah.
and there's plenty of time. We have plenty of time. There's no timeline that you need to follow. I think that's also important. Everyone's like, I'm 27, I need to be married right now and I need to have this, this, and that. It's like you could be 27 and do whatever you want. So there's no
Yeah.
timeline. Follow your own timeline. Everybody's different, like I said. So that's important to remember too.
100%. There's no like we like I guess society puts these timelines onto us, but there really is no timeline. Like at the end of the day,
Mhm.
it's as simple as it's your own life. You figure it out as you go, and there's no one there to tell you that this is exactly how your life should be because everyone else's life is like this. And
Right,
that's why like you see a bunch of older people that are like completely miserable, is because that pivotal moment where you wanted to do this and you might have gone the traditional route or whatever. If you had gone there, you might have ended up like those people when you're older
right.
because you never took that like leap of faith.
Exactly. It's definitely like society puts those pressures and those stressors on us, and like I said, it's the comparing thing as well. You'll see a 23-year-old and another 23-year-old doing two completely different things, and they think one's right and one's wrong. None of them are right or wrong. It's your life, it's your goals. We're all different. It's You need to follow and find like what fulfills you and makes you happy. And if that is an office job, good for you. Like if it's not an office job, go find it. So
Yeah,
I think it's important to feel fulfilled in yourself.
100%. So what advice would you give to someone that is kind of lacking direction and purpose in their life and they're trying to find it? What do you think is the start to discovering what it is?
Um Hard one, but I guess honestly, trying it all. You have the time to try things, take a habit that you like, figure out something related to that, try it out. If you hate it, okay, on to the next thing. If you love it, there you go. So maybe just trying new things and figuring out like what really makes you feel fulfilled and what brings you joy in doing. So, like, I guess just trying new things because I do like the gym obviously and I love health, but I also love the social media aspect of it too. I was 10 years old making YouTube videos and probably sounding so stupid, but I always knew that I loved like the creative aspect of that too. So that's why I also love this job because I'm able to fulfill both. So literally
Yeah.
trying everything, and TikTok is a great resource. Like I've learned so many things that people are doing as jobs that I had no idea were jobs, because in high school it's like, oh, you have to be a doctor, a lawyer, or a whatever. And there's so many things out there now in our day that there's something for you. So literally just try it all.
Yeah, I feel like it's as simple as that. Is the process on discovering what you're meant to do with your life is figure out one thing and then solely focus on that one thing, study, and then do that thing. But the
Right.
reality is like you're saying, to actually find your purpose is the complete opposite of that. It's
Hmm.
trying 10 different things, and then the 11th thing is the thing that is your purpose and leaves you fulfilled. So I think
Exactly.
it's I wish it was different. I wish
I
it
know.
was told that it was a different way of going about it, right?
Right. And if there is, I'd love to know. But
Yeah.
because it is definitely frustrating, but I feel like the end of it is so worth the trial and error, if that makes sense. Because if I would have just went through with, "Oh, I'm going to become a physical therapist," I probably would not be the same person I am right now. So it's definitely worth the trial and error. And if you're thinking about it, just do it, because I thought about it for so long and I was afraid. And now I'm so happy I made that switch. And I still have the days where I'm like, is this gonna work? Is this gonna work for long term? And I'm just like,
Yeah.
I need to keep pushing. And there's a bunch of avenues to this like genre of stuff. So like there's travel fitness, there's, online fitness, there's in-person fitness. You could build your own gym, you could, be a social media creator. So there's so many different avenues that you just got to keep pushing through and really find your place in the genre, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Because the thing that you're doing, there's so many avenues that you could go down and you could switch at any point in time. So it's like you're kind of leaving your options like very open, which is a great thing.
Right, exactly. And I tend to get bored of stuff sometimes too, so that's why it's good to find something that actually fulfills you, because I know when I did the internship for physical therapy, I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so bored. I can't do this for I can't do this for 40 years." So it's nice to have something there's a lot of opportunities within it, because I think that's something that will keep me super fulfilled, as well as obviously changing lives and helping everybody. So,
Exactly. 100%.
mhm.
So I only have two questions left for you, Jaden. This one is, what are you looking forward the most to when it comes to social media and your coaching career?
Okay. Social media wise, I just feel like honestly there's so many opportunities that have been brought on that you would never think you would be able to do. So just meeting a bunch of other fitness creators and meeting other people who have the same goals as me and just kind of traveling and meeting all those people and sharing the information, sharing the wisdom among all the amazing people in the industry, something I'm excited for on the social media side of things. Um, the coaching, just like honestly really building it up and reaching as many people as I can because the more the merrier, and I want to change as many lives as possible. So just bringing in so many people into the brand and just I have a lot of fun ideas for it, but they're not there yet. But just bringing in as many people as possible and changing everybody's mindsets and hopefully even like my trainer did for me inspiring people to be what I'm doing. So maybe love the gym but maybe want to pass it on as well. So just bringing as many people in is like something I'm super excited for. So hopefully that happens. But
That's what I love about business and entrepreneurship is that I feel that it's the future is always hopeful, like you're
Mhm.
saying, like what you're doing right now in 5 years, it's going to be way bigger than that. It's going to be
Right.
way bigger than, and people could say, oh, no, no, it's not. What if it just stays the same? I don't think it's ever
Mhm.
like that. If you put
No.
in the work, you show up consistently, it's going to be bigger. How big is it going to be? That's the question that you have no answer to. But you
Right.
can be aware that that Jayden from 5 years from now would have helped hundreds, maybe thousands of people, inspired hundreds, thousands, or millions of people. And just
Right.
that thought is what allows you to get up every single
To
morning
keep
and go
going.
after it. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I wish it's not as fast as it may seem, but anything, like I said, good takes time, and just to keep pushing, it's going to be way different in 3 years. So, just keep going day by day, and it might not be what I want right now. I'm very fulfilled with what I have right now, but I have a lot of goals that I hope to get to. So, it's honestly just waking up and keep pushing and keep progressing and, the little things like I said again, if you guys can't tell by now, the little things are everything. So, yeah, definitely agree.
100%. So, my last question for you, I ask every single guest this question, and it's a little
Uh-oh.
deep, but it's Jayden. How do you want to be remembered?
Oh, this is hard. Honestly, I just feel like I'm a very positive, like energetic, bubbly kind of person. I just want to be remembered as somebody who brings happiness, brings joy, brings good things into your life because I feel like there's so many bad things out there and there's so many people that aren't that way. So just keeping like the positivity into your life, being somebody you can turn to when you need something like that, when you need advice, just honestly being a good person. I want to be remembered as a good person who did good things. But honestly, yeah, I just feel like we need those people and they're not very reliable nowadays. So just a good, reliable person who is going to point you in the right direction.
Yeah, 100%. Because it's like you're saying, sometimes it's hard to find those people, and if you could be the person that allows other people to see that that exists and these type of people exist, and you're trying your best to be your best self, I think just doing that alone will inspire others.
Right. Yeah, I totally agree. Yes, I'm gonna keep trying. And even in a social media aspect, if you can see that, I really try to have my personality come through. That's something I'm very hopeful that comes across because even if it's not in real life, people turn to so many social media creators as role models, like we said, and I hope I can just be that for as many people as I can. So that's the main goal as well.
Amazing. So, Jaden, is
Yes.
there anything you want to shout out before I close out the podcast?
Um, Honestly, thank you so much for having me. Everybody check out my brand, Alzati Fitness. It's a really great community of girls and we're really doing empowering things, trying to lift everybody up, and I would love to have you be a part of the community. Honestly, just keep pushing, keep getting there, keep putting your goals in front of you and chasing them, and that's the best thing you can do for yourself. Block out the haters.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So Jaden, if you could stay a bit after we're done recording, that would be
Hmm.
nice.
Yep.
And to everyone listening, This has been the Insightful Podcast. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, follow us on Spotify, and
Yes.
I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Take care, everybody.
Bye bye.
Brush a cold to a diamond, eyes forever shining. Your beauty alone inspire a nigga to rhyming.